Our next guest is a special individual. We have Dr. Shabana Parvez, and Shabana is going to be sharing with us a little bit more about her journey. Welcome, Shabana. How are you today?
Hello, hi. I'm so excited and happy to be here. I'm doing great. How are you, Sachin?
I'm excellent, thank you. Thanks to Indica, thanks to Deepa keeping me fed, thanks to this community pouring into this project. It's hard not to feel energized, and I feel very grateful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so where are you tuning in from, Shabana?
I'm tuning in from Texas. So I have a practice outside in Dallas area. Essentially, it's in the suburbs of Dallas called Arlington, and I have an integrative medical clinic there, which I opened actually January 2020, about 6 weeks before shutdown.
So, all right.
An interesting
perfect timing.
Perfect
right?
timing. Yeah.
So tell me, you were somebody who's in our mentorship community, and I would love to know, just from your perspective, what drew you into our community? What made you say, I need to be part of that collective energy?
I really resonated with you and your message. I really resonated with the fact that everybody in this community is a practitioner like me. We're in the same space, and really the fact that it's heart-centered. I mean, I could really feel everybody is being authentic, and everybody has their story to share, and it's all variety. We all have the same goals with such different backgrounds, and just that love and that really being heart-centered. I really felt like, this is authentic. I have been in many courses before. I've tried a lot of different things, and a lot of the marketing and branding courses, and they're not really wellness-based. And some are heart-centered, but they really are not, they're not focused to what we do, and so this is like the perfect combination of heart-centered, authentic people who are learning from each other continually. This is not like a top-down, I know everything, and then you are below me and I'm the king. And you're not like that, and it's amazing that you continue to bring, as you learn, you share with us, and that's really been amazing to me too, as I've tried to implement that in my practice, is that I've learned something new. We're not ever going to position ourselves as somebody that knows it all, and that you have to know it all and then start and you're static. We're continually growing and continually learning, and you've continued to share that, every single week, every time you deliver. So that's really,
Thank you. Yeah, it really does take a community, right? And that's why it isn't called the Sachin Patel Show. It's called Perfect Practice, because many practitioners come together collectively to really raise the vibration of the world as much as we can. And you hit on something that I think is really important, which is there's a lot of programs out there. And, you could kind of try to duct tape and piecemeal your business together, which is kind of what I did. And it's fortunate and unfortunate, right? So sometimes I envy people who are just starting, where I'm so glad and happy for them, because they have a framework that they can work with as they're starting out. Because some people are like, oh, I'm just starting out. I'm like, oh my God, that's like the perfect time. Right. Or when people say, I don't have time, I'm like, that's the perfect time to do this, because we're going to save you time. Or when people say, I don't have money, well, your business requires you to invest in it. So you can either invest in the things that aren't going to serve you, right? Or invest in the things that are going to accelerate you into your future. And so this was, this program and this mentorship was really to solve a problem that I was facing, which is there's nobody teaching this through the context and through the lens of a practitioner. Because you might, many of us may join and sign up for like a sales training, but you could see when you listen to Aaron speak today, or you could hear or listen when Aaron spoke today, that how he approaches, getting people to say yes and moving them in the right direction is totally different than how a typical sales call would go from a sales training. And our clients are unique. Our practitioners are unique, right? They have very, when you're dealing with health, you don't sell health the same way you sell software. You don't sell health the same way you sell a computer or a television or a car. It is a very delicate balance. And so my pain point was, hey, I have to go to all these different trainings, and then I have to put it through the filter of delivering this as a practitioner. And not everyone can afford that, right? So, I have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in business training and coaching and mentorship, but I realize that not everyone should have to go down that path or can afford to go down that path. So let me teach it and pay it forward as much as I can, and teach it through the lens of functional medicine and being a practitioner or a coach to help people.
Mhm. I think
So
one more thing that really sold me on the program and the mentorship was really the accelerator program is that done for you. Because I had been wanting to start my own program. In fact, I had wanted to start my program before I even opened my clinic. And I'd been dancing around it and overthinking it. And I had these components that I wanted, but then I wasn't sure does anybody want it, and I've just been thinking about a program for a long time. And I had the year before, I had done a program with other healthcare practitioners to try to market my business better, but I still didn't have, I didn't have the time to do all of it, all the components of how you put a program together. And this, like the done for you that you provide, it just really, it made it so easy. It's so easy. I mean, it does require work. It does require, some dedication, but it really was, it just really made it happen. Because that's exactly what I was looking for. It's like, I have to do this. I knew I needed to have that cash flow in my business. I needed to do that scaling. I couldn't do just one-on-one anymore. And even 2 years into the business, I had acquired 1,000 patients or so in my database, but still it was, I was not making the money that I needed. And I, was just doing the same hamster wheel, more effort, more time, and not being able to scale. This is the group program accelerator is perfect. It was really mind blowing and life changing.
oh, thank you. So since you brought it up, time and money, how has this helped you in both of those areas?
Okay, so money, definitely. I was blown away by how easily, like I said, I set a goal for myself that I wanted to get 20 patients in the pilot program and sell it for $500, and I kind of overexceeded that goal with really no minimal effort. I just had to send 2 emails and just word of mouth. And like Ricky said, just the people I knew, and then they told people they knew, and even people who were not my patients signed on. And it just expanded. So that was amazing, because I didn't have to, for those 25 patients, to come on with me for an individual visit. It would have just taken a lot more time for me to have them come as a one-on-one for consultation. So within a week or so, I had these more than 25 patients in the group program. That's one. But the money also, the same thing. I looked at it, I'm like, okay, my first 10K, in such a short time, that is, right? So with very minimal effort, with the same amount of effort, having 20 patients, $500 each, and have 10K, it was just amazing. I'm like, wait, this is just the beginning. I'm just barely starting. And, I have this template that I've already gotten, and I need to work on it. And it is the first version. There are a few kinks to work out, a few mistakes, and I know it's going to continue to get better. But that really, I can see the potential now of scaling this program. And I'm getting a lot of the success already with the patient outcomes.
Let's talk about that, because that's the other important part is
Yes.
the results that you're seeing with your clients. And
Yeah.
any cases that kind of jump out or stand out that you care to share?
Well, actually, at the moment, I have almost everybody at this point has lost. It's about 20 pounds is the average that most people are losing, at least 20 pounds. One of my clients, he said, my wife, a husband and wife both signed up, and he's like, my wife wants me to stop the program because I've already lost 20 pounds and she's worried about me. And, it's kind of funny. I have another patient actually who was not overweight to begin with, but she had thyroid issues, and people are getting results that they don't expect, right? Like she said, I lost more than I wanted. I just wanted to lose 10 pounds. She lost more. But then she said, you know what? I don't come home from work and lie like a lump on the couch anymore. She said, my energy has improved. I can think more clearly. So, even without me trying to set them up for these outcomes, they are coming to me with these things, decreased blood pressure, increased energy, and definitely more focus. And another one said, my sciatica is gone. She was just like in tears. She's like, my pain is gone. A lot of people have mentioned that. So it's amazing. And for me, myself, I did the program. I started myself on the program just a couple of weeks before. My assistant and I both started on the program a couple of weeks before, so we could be ahead of our patients. And I was like, my skin is better and I'm looking younger, and, my hair is growing back more. And I'm like, things, I didn't really need to lose weight, and I was already fasting and all these things. But I'm like, it's still, even already having what I thought was a healthy anti-inflammatory lifestyle with a lot of fasting, I also saw improvements in myself. So it's been incredible. I'm sure at the moment I've gotten more than 300 pounds lost and many, many inches lost with my group so far. And it's only been 6 weeks.
Wow. It's amazing how fast you can get started
Yeah.
when you have the right order of doing things, right? So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like people don't realize that they can sell their program and then build it as they
Yes.
go, as
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Brar had mentioned, and as we have been advising, right? Don't build
Mm-hmm.
something unless you know people actually want it. And then once they want it, there's a fire that's under your butt, so to speak, to get it
Yeah.
done, right? And
Right.
you're like, I got to get this done because people are expecting me to deliver a presentation next week. So
Yeah.
you have that sense of urgency, and
Right.
you're just, all you have to do is stay one step ahead of your clients, right? You don't have to be 100 steps ahead because they can only move through one step at a time.
Yeah.
um, Another
And
thing that, oh, go ahead.
so I would say I really appreciate that part, that you and the group really, the mentorship and the group program really helped me with that. Just stay one step ahead. There's this fear, can I do it? Do I have to do it? And I just started. And one thing that really inspired me too is when in one of our calls in the accelerator program, you had told everybody pick a date. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I've been dancing with this idea for years. So then I said, okay, I'm going to pick a date. I just picked a date. That was 6 weeks from that point. And actually I was going to be fasting the whole month of April for Ramadan. So I was like, 2 weeks after that, I'll start. And I really just literally started just after Ramadan started. And I was like, okay, I said this date, I'm holding myself accountable to it, and like just that encouragement for me to say, do it. And I started, and it was at just staying 1 week ahead. And it's been great. So I really thank you for that too.
I appreciate that. So, one thing that comes up that I just want to make very clear to people, because we hear a lot of case studies and stories and, shares from the clinicians talking about weight loss. And I want to just be very upfront and clear about this. Weight loss is one of the easiest things to measure. When about 70 to 80% of the population is overweight, 70% is actively looking for a weight loss solution. And so one of the natural byproducts of reducing inflammation, balancing blood sugar, intermittent fasting, optimizing circadian rhythm, getting their hormones, in a more optimal state, one of the first and most natural byproducts of that is going to be weight loss. But it's not the only benefit. So I don't want anyone to think that this program is pigeonholed into a weight loss program. It's really a life, altering, health promoting, vitality promoting system. And our next speaker is going to be talking more about it, but it's whatever you want it to be, right? So you could take people, if all of your clients had hypertension, all of your clients this could be a hypertension program just based on who we're actually speaking to. Right now, of course, people with hypertension oftentimes are overweight. So the easy thing to measure is also the weight loss that comes along with it. So it's really how we label our program, and then how we measure our client success. And we can measure success in multiple dimensions, as you had indicated, right? So it's not just the weight loss that lady experienced, but she's not brain foggy anymore. She's not a lump on the couch, as you said, right? And some people are going to have lower blood pressure as a result of this. There's a lot of other benefits that come from, getting people into a program that really emphasizes a restoration of proper lifestyle and vitality.
Yes. And I kind of continue to emphasize that with my patients on our Zoom calls, because I called my program the Total Body Reset. And I told them this is not a weight loss program. It is really resetting your entire metabolism, transforming your entire body. And I kind of reiterate that to them, especially when we have different modules that have to do with sleep and exercise and other things. So we're like it all ties together in improving your overall health and well-being. And I think that's really important. The other main thing I really wanted to say is, as a personal win in this, is confidence. My confidence in myself as a practitioner, my confidence has really, really increased because of this program. And because I was in exactly the same situation as a lot of the presenters mentioned, not sure, not believing, don't think I can do it. But one message I want to say is that we all have it. We all here have this knowledge. We have something to share, and don't be afraid of it, because this imposter syndrome is really, everyone has it, everyone's been through it, but this program really helped me get over that a little bit, really helped develop that confidence in myself. And now I'm looking forward to doing a lot more. And you already know more than you think you do, I said, and when I got your program too, I was like, wait, I know all this stuff. This is stuff I try to tell my patients. Why have I taken so long to try to put it together? It's already there. I almost kind of thought, well, it's just such basic, simple stuff. Would people pay to actually learn this? But they do. It really does change your mindset, and it's transformative.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and you bring up an excellent point, right? Sometimes we think that people will only pay for stuff that's complicated, but people actually prefer simplicity, right? So if you gave them the option between a simple solution and a complicated solution, odds are they would choose the simple solution. But the limiting beliefs actually comes from us,
Yes.
right? And here's the other thing that people are willing to pay for. Willing to pay for quick results. So if you were to say, hey, we're going to get these results for you in a year versus, hey, we're going to get these results for you in 4 to 6 weeks, which one is more appealing? Right? Like if I have a paint job that's happening around my house in the backyard. And if the guy said, hey, it's going to take us a month to do it, but I can offer you a discount. Well, I'd rather get it done in the 3 days before my father-in-law's birthday party so that I know it's done on time and I don't care how much it's going to cost. Right. So timeliness is very important, and people are more than happy to pay for that. So don't think that because the program is 6 weeks that it's any less valuable than a program that's a year. Don't think that because a program is simple that it's any less valuable than a program. It's actually more valuable, in my opinion, than a program that is complicated. Think about all the case studies we've heard where a wife does a program and the husband also gets results, right? So they're actually getting a kind of a 2-for-1 deal, so to speak, because the whole family is benefiting from these lifestyle practices. And, it's really the roadmap, the guide, and the community that moves people into action and gets them results. Listen, many of us practitioners, right? We've been trying to figure this out on our own, and we have the knowledge, but maybe we don't have the accountability. Maybe we don't have a guide that's kind of looking out for us, or a community that's looking out for us to help us win each and every single week. So in closing, Shabana, what would you say? There's a lot of people that are watching right now that are kind of sitting on the fence. They're like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if this is the right time for me, if this is the right investment for me, if this is going to work for me. What would you say to that person who's kind of on the fence?
I would say, yeah, just do it. This is an amazing investment in yourself, in your practice. You'll buy time back. And I like what you said, Sachin, like this is like a time machine. This is getting on the time machine, just jump on board, because so much work has been done and it's been created for you. It's almost being handed to you on a silver platter. I mean, and it is really worth every single penny of the investment. Just don't delay like many of us have. Thank goodness I didn't delay for too many years, but yeah, you will not regret it. Just do it.
Thank you. You've got some beautiful henna on your hands. Did you go to a wedding as well?
Yes. No, not a wedding. It's the Eid celebration we just had. So yesterday was Eid. So yeah.
Oh, well, Eid Mubarak.
Yeah. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Shabana. You've been so kind and gracious sharing your Sunday with us. And thank you for, all you do to add value to our community as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.